Welcome back, everybody. Matt, the Man here. Hope you're doing well. Now, this is a podcast that I did not want to do. Well, not that. It's complicated. Alright? Nothing like waking up on a Monday morning. Of all days, Monday is always the worst. And checking the time on your phone. Checking the internet, just to see what's going on overnight. What happened? And the first thing that comes up is Hayden Panettiere has been found dead. That was not on the bingo card. This almost reminded me of the Heath Ledger incident back in 2008. And we still don't know what the circumstances are with Hayden Panettiere. Maybe they might have been an overdose, very similar to Heath Ledger. But she has sadly passed away at the age of 36. Born in 1989, same as me. She was going to be turning 37 on Friday, this Friday, the 21st of August. So I don't know if she was also maybe celebrating early her birthday, maybe. But this is an actress that has literally grown up before our eyes. Starting out in commercials, but then moving over to Disney. And I did not even realize until recently she was the voice of Dot in A Bug's Life, the second Pixar movie. She was the voice of one of the dinosaurs, or one of the creatures in the movie Dinosaur, the animated film also done by Disney. And then she made her live-action acting debut, feature film live-action debut in Remember the Titans, a movie that myself and many people my age and around my age probably looked at as one of the best football movies of the past 26 years. She played the daughter of Coach Yost, played by Will Patton. She was Cheryl Yost, the feisty, I'm 9.5, thank you very much, 9-year-old who had the mouth of a 20-year-old. Kind of reminded me of my sister growing up. Yep, she's little, but she has a mouth on her. She still does. But Cheryl Yost was, I would say, Hayden Panettiere was the MVP of Remember the Titans breakout star. Like so many other actors in that movie, really had their career started by Remember the Titans. Hayden Panettiere, Kate Bosworth, Ryan Hurst, Ryan Gosling, and so many others. But Hayden Panettiere was able to steal every scene she was in, whether she was acting alongside Will Patton, who played her father, or acting alongside Denzel Washington. I mean, and don't forget, the year after Remember the Titans, Denzel won an Oscar for Training Day. So, Cheryl Yost will always be one of those characters that even when you think of Remember the Titans, you think of Hayden Panettiere, Cheryl Yost. I just wanted the Hall of Fame real bad. Bunch of rednecks. After Remember the Titans, she was in the movie Joe Somebody in 2001 with Tim Allen. Then she did Raising Helen with Kate Hudson. I actually went back and watched that movie on 4th of July, so just a little bit over a month ago. Then she did a couple other movies. Then she did a movie in 2009 called I Love You, Beth Cooper, a Chris Columbus teen comedy movie. But she really came back into the spotlight when it came to movies was in Scream 4. The fourth Scream movie in the franchise came out in 2011. She played the character of Kirby Reed. Still today, one of the best characters in the Scream franchise. She was smart, she was funny, she was sexy, but she was also a nerd. A nerd who liked horror movies, could quote and tell you what horror movie that was from. She was like Randy, but female, but also had a lot more humor than that. And if it wasn't for this movie, the fourth movie, not doing well at the box office, we would have had a whole trilogy with Kirby and Jill, played by Emma Roberts, in their own trilogy. But Kirby Reed is still one of my favorite characters in the franchise. They brought her back for Scream 6. That came out in 2023. Also, she was also recently in a movie called Amber Alert that came out last year. I watched that also in the last couple months. But then she's also known for two major hit TV shows. Heroes, which you see the box cover art over there, which I had never watched when it originally aired. Now, why was that, Matt? Well, it debuted in 2006, the same time that Friday Night Lights also debuted. And I was already watching Smallville, even though I think I missed my calling there. Everyone in school was talking about Heroes, especially all the girls, and here I am watching Smallville, where no one is talking about. I missed my window. Heroes was a very popular superhero show. That once again got me. The marketing for that show was brilliant. Save the cheerleader, save the world. And that ran for 4 seasons. Not too many, but hey, enough. And then in the early to mid 2010s, she starred in the show Nashville with Connie Britton, which I actually watched just a year ago when it showed up on Netflix. And I watched that entire series last fall. Really good show. Hayden Panettiere was one of those actresses that, she did have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes personally. And it looked like she was recovering. It looked like she was getting back on track. Like I said, she was in Scream 6 in 2023. There were even talks recently that she might return for Scream 8. She just put out a book in May, This Is Me, a autobiography memoir about her life in Hollywood, the ups and downs. So like I said, it looked like she was getting herself back together. It really is a shame because she has an 11-year-old daughter. You just look at a lot of the Hollywood actresses in the 2000s, and you just go, wow. Wow, wow, wow. And like then, you look at one actress I think of is Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan and Hayden Panettiere started around the same time, were in the Disney bubble. They both have their issues outside of off the camera, behind the scenes, personal stuff going on. And you just look at Lindsay Lohan and where she is now. She's married, has a kid, getting her film career back on track. Like that is one of those shocking moments. We've been losing a lot of very, very important but very remembering from our childhood. Catherine O'Hara, Home Alone. The Pigeon Lady from Home Alone 2. James Vanderbeek, Dawson's Creek. Eric Zane, Grey's Anatomy. You had Robert Duvall. But I'm talking about younger actors that are gone way before they should have. Hayden Panettiere is my age, and this is another one of those just, wow. It is one of those ones we look back on, only looking back on in years to come and go, if she got her life back in order, where would she be in her career now? She could maybe have another hit TV series. She could have maybe been in a couple more Scream movies. Maybe done some dramas. Got her acting back on track. Because when she was acting, like, non-stop, she was good. I think you don't have two major hit TV shows if you're not good. You don't become one of the most popular characters in a major horror franchise if you're not good. She was good, she was pretty, talented, and it's just the Hollywood, whatever happened, just completely destroyed her. So it is very sad to hear this news. And like I said, a lot of people my age grew up watching Remember the Titans. Came out when I was in 5th grade. Saw it for my birthday that year. I've said this a number of times. Final day of elementary school. We were watching it on the last day of school. One of my favorite football movies. One of my favorite Denzel Washington movies. And now every time we watch this movie now, we're going to think of Cheryl Yost. Hayden Panettiere. No more. And as they do in Remember the Titans. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.